including Nottingham Forest drawing a blank again. They've only scored in 1 of their last 10 games now. But first, as racism continues to cast its ugly shadow over football, a former Premier League player has told Late Kickoff that he believes the colour of his skin could be the reason he can't get a job as a coach. Well, the ex-Derby, Birmingham and Notts County defender Michael Johnson has strong words for those in charge of the game and says English football's reputation has been damaged by recent incidents of alleged racism. Natalie Jackson now reports.
It's great to see the memories, but you know, I do feel a little bit saddened because I don't want the memories just to stop there as a player. I want to be given a chance as a manager or coach.
Michael Johnson feels let down by the sport he served as man and boy.
This is a game that I've loved for the last 20 years. I mean, football's all I know. I wouldn't say the game is racist. What I would say, there's elements of racism in the game.
He's scared to say it, but it seems the colour of his skin is stopping him coaching.
Just finishing the last part of the pro licence now. Got my A licence, my B licence. I've took them all over the years.
With all that in place and a glowing CV showing great success as a youth coach with Notts County, Michael is left wondering.
If you're good enough, give him the job. If he ain't good enough, don't hire him. You know, if you've got a CV which says you've done this, that, you'd like to think you might get an opportunity, at least an interview.
But you have the CV, you've played at the highest level, you've got all your badges, you've done the coaching roles.
But it ain't happening.
Has it left you wondering, is it down to the colour of my skin?
I'd like not to think that it's because of the colour of my skin. And I don't want to make that an excuse. Do I feel a bit like I've been kicked in the nuts because of it? Yeah.
He knows that it's a long journey, but is disillusioned that in 8 months he's applied for 27 jobs with not one interview.
A lot of high-profile black players have tried it, walked away. Some aren't even bothered because they realise the opportunities there are far and few between.
So, is the game racist? The recent allegations involving Terry, Suarez and Sepp Blatter have left us asking the question. Johnson is friends with Mark Bright.
It's still there and it's being suppressed. I think that the social networking sites now are playing, the boys who are on that, the footballers, the black guys, they say things and it's back. Not abuse, not banter, racist abuse.
What about on the terraces, though? The game isn't what it was in the 70s and 80s, but here we are in 2012, and police are treating these chants from Nottingham Forest fans towards Leicester supporters as a hate crime. In the context, though, of the entire fabric of the game, Brendan Batson says we've come a long way. He was part of the first black trio of players in an English team.
Racism is something that's been with us a long time. Football isn't a silver bullet, but at least football is trying to deal with it in a very positive way.
But his main concern is players still feel their skin colour is hampering their route into coaching.
What I would say is that I have no proof of that, but we only have 2 black managers within our 9-2 club's professional structure. Chris Hooton at Birmingham and Chrissy Powell at Charlton, so the numbers don't lie.
Back in Nottingham, Michael Johnson is volunteering as vice-chairman of a non-league club.
This is probably the reason why I'm sat here. I've had my career. If I don't get a coaching job, I'll find something else to do. But I want to make sure that my 2 children get a chance to do whatever they want, regardless of the colour of their skin. And if it means me coming out saying to people, look, this is happening, and it changes in the next 4 or 5 years, then I might be a sacrifice to make sure that youngsters, not just like my 2 children, but across the UK, get the chance to go and be managers, go and be in boardrooms, not because the colour of the skin, but because they're good enough. And that's all you ask.
Certainly it's a brave interview from Michael Johnson there. He clearly runs the risk of burning his bridges for any future jobs he may get or may go in for. He's gone for 28 jobs, not all of them as managers, some as a mentor even, or as part of a youth setup. Hasn't got one interview. Is there racism at boardroom level?
Well, I just think if you have put in 27, 28 applications and you haven't actually got one interview, and you've got those qualifications on your CV, he's got everything up to his pro license, I think, you know, you are going to start, you know, umming and ahhing and thinking, you know, is there something going on behind the scenes why I'm not getting these, why I'm not getting an interview? Because, you know, it's not as if he's gone for top level jobs every time with these applications. He's gone for, you know, mentoring jobs or reserve team coach jobs and stuff like that. And, you know, there must be something behind there.
Darren, I know you're doing your coaching badges and you've got an eye on management.
Yeah.
Does this current situation, 2 black managers in 92 football clubs, does that maybe put you off of going into that game?
I wouldn't say it puts me off, but what I will say is it is worrying. Yeah, I mean, I will illustrate that it is worrying for somebody that has had a wonderful career in the game, had good longevity in the game, but the next stage is to move into that side, the coaching side. So that is worrying when you look at really there's only 1% of black managers that cover the game. There's 30% of black ethnic minority players within the game of football. So the fact that Michael has to come out with a piece like that says that he feels that he's not been given a chance to at least get into the interview room.
Should we see something like the Rooney Rule that they have in the NFL in America, where black candidates should get an interview, a quota should get an interview? Obviously not guarantee the job, but at least get as far as the interview level, stage of the process.
Yeah, I think with the Rooney Rule, everybody thinks that, you know, somebody of an ethnic background will get the job. No, what it just does is, if you've got 5 people up for the job, then one of those candidates have to be of an ethnic background, which gets them in the room and gets them to put their views and or points across with the job in hand. So maybe it's a great possibility, because in American sport, we've seen black ethnic coaches go from 5% up to 35%.
No, I just think he makes a good point on the video that if he's good enough, then he should, you know, he should at least get a chance. He's not saying, you know, I'm black, give me a chance. You know, if he's not good enough, then so be it. But if he is good enough and he feels he's got the qualifications, at least give him the opportunity of an interview.
And he's got a wonderful character. I know him well. He's a great person, and when you get to meet him in person, you'll just see what a fabulous man he is.
Well, do you think that recent accusations of racism have tarnished the game? Well, we'd love to hear from you here on Late Kickoff. The conversation continues 7 days a week on Facebook. And if you're on Twitter, you can continue the debate online now by using the hashtag LKOMids.